Welcome to the circus. This is the Lockup Gym podcast. I'm your host, John Mollet, the owner of the Lockup Gym. And with me today, I have my co-host, Wild Whitney.
Oh, that's what I'm going by?
Well, I guess that's what your nickname is, right?
That is me.
Or McCallister 8. Which one do you want?
McCallister 8. That
Okay.
works too.
We'll do that one.
Oh, we're only Wild Whitney on Wednesdays.
Oh, it is Thursday today. So, this is really our first official podcast inside the studio, which is right up here above the Lockup Gym, which, I don't know, several years back used to be the radio station. This was the DJ booth right next to here, and the controls were all in here, so we're kind of coming right back to
I'm not old. I don't remember this.
WQLZ that's in Springfield. Everything was done right up here, so we're back to making audio in the old radio station. So, what do we got on the agenda today?
Well, I had a really rough day at work today.
Oh, you did?
It was very difficult.
Sell a lot of protein? Pre-workout?
Yeah.
No. Doubt that.
It was exhausting.
Well, let's get a little bit of history on who's who and what's what, I guess. So, I'll start with you, Whitney. You started here July of last year working for the Lockup and Zone Nutrition. Mm-hmm. And how's it been so far?
Fabulous.
You lie.
My boss is a little questionable.
Well, that's putting it mildly.
Very grumpy. Love giving the gym members a hard time. They're fabulous. They put up with me and all my shenanigans. Actually, no, I put up with them. I forgot to bring my gift up here today. My glasses with the nose, I forgot it.
Oh,
I was supposed to
disguise.
wear it. Yeah.
Well, we'll let everybody get to know you first before you go switching it up on
I
them.
don't know. That's not that exciting. You just gotta go for it.
And just throw it in there. So Whitney is also you work for Shamrock.
Shamrock FC. Yep. I'm a ring girl for Shamrock. I have been for 6 years. It's a long time.
Yeah, and you got a fight coming up this weekend.
Saturday night we'll be at the Ameristar in St. Charles.
So how does one become just a ring girl for Shamrock?
Okay, so
You don't have to go into great detail.
no, the story's actually, you will actually appreciate the story. Okay, I wanted to do it because I enjoyed going to the fights. I'm like, how can I come to this and not have to pay to be there? And I was talking about it to my youngest sister, Katie, and she's like, Whitney, I'm way prettier than you. Like, if they ever had a ring girl, they would want me. They wouldn't want you. And I was like, absolutely not. You are nowhere at my capacity. They would
Not
never.
even at my level.
No, they would never want you. So I don't even know how she found it, but at the time, ring girls were contracted out through a promotional modeling agency, and she found it. So we both applied, and they picked her. And not me. They picked her. I was pissed. I think I reapplied for it like 14 times. I just kept resending it. I'm like, this is a mistake. They were thinking Whitney and accidentally just saw the last name, or like, there she is, and it just so happened to have been Katie. So they took her by accident, and then they felt bad, and they weren't going to be like, you can't come here. So after I applied for it a few more times, then they were like, okay, this girl won't leave us alone. We're going to take her too.
Okay, well.
And then Katie was like, I'm too old for this. I'm out. And I'm 5 years older than her. And I'm like, I'm going in there with my walker. I don't care. You're not getting rid of me.
So you just pretty much get to sit ringside, hang out with the fighters before and probably after the fights. And that is very cool, especially with being in St. Charles is most of their fights, correct?
Yeah, we travel between St. Charles, the Ozarks now, and Kansas City.
I know I went down to a couple of them previously, several years back, and they always pull a pretty big crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good competition.
Yeah, the Ameristar's a great venue. Everyone's super, it's huge. It's a big deal. I mean, it really is.
But then on the flip side of that, you also are a avid wrestling fan, WWE wrestling fan. Well, and Impact and everything. How many title belts do you currently own?
6.
6. And counting.
I do. I buy a new one every September around this time of the year for Halloween. That's my excuse. I dress as a different wrestler every year for Halloween. So that's my excuse to spend $600 on a belt.
But you haven't got the Dallas Cowboys belt yet.
It's ugly.
Well.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't like the shape of it. It's very square and boring.
it might be something good to hang on the wall, but for $600, I mean.
Yeah, that's what I want to do with all of them. Like, and then when I go to shows, I sit on the floor, so you get like a take-home chair. The chair you sit in comes home with you. So I have all those in my garage, and I want to make one side of my garage like my Dallas Cowboys man cave, and the other side my WWE wrestling man cave. There's no man, but
So you just have the weapons of
my man cave.
The wrestling weapons of the steel chairs to bash somebody
Yeah.
in case of, yeah.
I tell everyone, we can, if you ever have a party and you need seating, I cannot provide the friends, but I've got plenty of chairs.
At $1,700 a pop.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, that was just my most expensive one. I think the cheapest one was $625.
Oh, well.
It varies. It depends on the show, the year, you know.
So we decided to start this podcast, kind of get to know each other with the members in the gym and kind of give a background on who we are. I mean, a lot of our members come through Zone Nutrition. They want to talk to us even on a daily basis. But I know when I go out to events, the Arnold Classic or a Fit Expo or stuff, a lot of people know me just from the name Lockup Gym. And a lot of people know me from being around Huck Finn Barbell or CT Fletcher. So that's kind of who my friends are. I don't have near the wrestling friends and stuff that you've got, but
I don't either. Huck Finn is a lunatic, by the way.
he is a lunatic.
I finally met him.
We do sponsor the Huck Finn Barbell Show if anybody wants to check that out on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. We are actually going to be broadcasting through Spotify. I'm trying to get it on Apple, and then we'll have the video actually on YouTube under the Lockup Gym. Other than that, you've got a fight this weekend coming up, so you're taking off for that. You've just taken off for the Dallas Cowboys preseason game.
This is where this is going.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're going to confront you in front of everybody.
Am I getting my first coaching live on a podcast? If we're doing that, we should probably get into how many waters I drink and don't pay for in a day.
Well.
How many gym members I harass.
All of them. Yeah.
I
There's
know.
that.
I need to work on my complaint box that I'm going to put down there and let them complain about me. And then I'm just going to laugh at all of them, throw them away, and we're going to do it again.
So for those of you that don't know, I got swindled into doing a TikTok that
Everybody knows at this point.
yeah, everybody knows about this TikTok. So now Whitney has got the plan of doing a suggestion complaint box focused on her and her customer service, so she could read them on her TikTok.
But it's got to be appropriate, because I get kicked off of TikTok a lot for some of the stupid things I say.
Well, there's a lot of that inappropriate stuff that's not really inappropriate that they're going through and booting people off of Instagram and demonetizing them for stupid things. I know Huck got demonetized for saying, let's go beat the Russians, let's train to beat the Russians, which is back from an 80s movie, and they demonetized him so he didn't make money that month off of his Instagram, but we'll see how many times we get demonetized from this.
Never. We're perfect. I feel like I'm going to be the problem.
You can't say that with a straight face.
I know.
But we
do
will
nothing
have
wrong.
guests. We'll have guests lined up, not only on the phone, but in here. We have an IBBF pro bodybuilder that does a lot of the training in the Lockup Gym. We're going to get her in here and going through some of her routines or meal prep or just her training sessions that she does with some of the members down here, because a lot of them's getting some remarkable results. I mean, the Lockup Gym's been around 21 years. We're on our 22nd year starting next year. And we've had, I don't even know how many world record holders that come through here in powerlifting, bodybuilding. Val just got a first place at the Chicago Pro. So it's going to be interesting to see what the next several years brings, because we do have a new member here that's a younger gentleman that's 6'7", 450 pounds, and 17 years old. So
He's doing amazing.
he's his bench jumped up about 75 pounds just from being here at the gym and at the Lockup. And that's the biggest thing when you're at a hometown, privately owned gym, especially by somebody who gives a shit about the equipment in the gym. Most of our stuff is hammer strength, which if anybody knows anything in fitness or been into a gym, hammer strength is a shit. You go to some of these other gyms that have the hoist equipment. Well, you're not even, you're defeating the purpose of even working out. I mean, you might as well just stay at home and eat pizza or go to Planet Fitness and have pizza on Mondays because you're not really doing the weight that you say you're doing. It's just a feel-good gym when you have that shitty of equipment that, oh, I went out and did something, but you're not going to see the results. When you push yourself with decent equipment, then you're thumbing up to somebody.
Yeah, he said, I want to show support for you.
Oh, I forgot you're on Instagram Live. I'm just like, what the hell's the thumbs for?
You're doing a great job, John.
Well, that's on the other side of the monitor. I can't see it.
Good job.
Good job. Yeah, keep going.
I just thought you were in your zone and talking.
I'm in my zone talking. But we got 20,000 square foot in this gym, a lot of hammer strength equipment. We have a whole new addition with the Matrix equipment. We do day passes, so if you ever get around Springfield, Illinois, we're just 30 miles south in Taylorville. Swing by, check us out. We've had meet and greets in here. Hell, we've had C.T. Fletcher come down. Kevin DeHulk Washington came down. And that's something I was going to ask you about. Whenever you're meeting some of these wrestlers, is there any of them that's just left the impression like, that's a hell of a nice guy? A lot of them are I know you've met like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold and all this. But in my line, going to bodybuilding shows or going to the Arnold Classic, some of these guys you meet, they're not the same as they are on Instagram. Now, Huck Finn is the same 24/7, no matter if the camera's on him or not. C.T. Fletcher is still C.T. Fletcher, and he's the same person. But a lot of these guys I run into, they're just a fucking bag of shit.
The wrestlers, most of them that I've like hung out with are their gimmick. Like that's just
who
they are.
Yeah.
Like, which is really nice because there's no like switch. Shawn Michaels was my favorite one that I met. He was the nicest because he recognized me from a tweet. I didn't live in Illinois at the time that I came to meet him, and the meet and greet was in Indiana, and I drove 16 hours. So I posted on Twitter, like, I'm driving 16 hours through 3 time zones to meet Shawn Michaels. I'm so excited. And he, like, shared it and was like, wow, like, that's a long drive. And when I got there and it was my turn, when you pay for meet and greets, you get, like, 30 seconds, your photo. Hey, thanks for coming and by. And he, like, grabbed my arms. He's like, you're the girl that drove 16 hours. And like tears are just running down my face. I'm like, I'm usually so calm, cool, and collected. What is happening? And he just sat and talked to me for like 5-10 minutes. And I'm like, I've got to go. Can I go? I was to the point where I was like, I need to leave. I don't know what to say to you. So that was like, he was the best.
Well, my Shawn Michaels story is I was in San Antonio, Texas at the airport. My son Jace was very little. He's about 2 years old. And we're at the airport waiting for our flight, to board the flight. And I looked over and I seen Shawn sitting just in the next section over, just in chairs. I'm like, I'm not going to go up and bother this guy, whatever. But Jace did. He took off running.
I always say I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, I do want a picture.
I didn't get a picture. Jace ran over there and sat down next to him for whatever reason, just to get away from me, I think. And I walked over and I said, oh, I'm sorry. And me and him talked for 2 minutes, and that was it. And I pulled Jace away. And then it kind of hit you. Oh, shit, that's Shawn Michaels. So... But yeah, you've been to a lot of the meet and greets and stuff like that. So I'm sure that you've ran across somebody that's just been kind of an arrogant asshole.
I hate to say it because he is my favorite wrestler right now, but Seth Rollins was not pleasant.
Really?
And everyone's got great stories about him though, but I was not worthwhile.
Well, it could have been maybe an off day, but I could kind of see that with Seth Rollins.
He had posted, or someone had posted, and he retweeted that like something that had to do with his flights. It was in St. Louis. It was a Wizard World event in St. Louis. My sister and I went, and on the way there, thank God we were like running really early because on the way there, a lady in front of us by Morrisonville, there were ducks coming across the river where that pond is, slammed on the brakes not to hit them. And like rear-ended us, or maybe we rear-ended them. I can't remember, but at some point someone slammed on the brakes for ducks. So we got in a car accident on the way there. I didn't even care. I'm like, I don't care. Forget about this car. I'm going to meet Seth Rollins today. Who gives a shit? We got to move. And the lady just like wasn't letting it go. So we sat forever. So like we were in a crummy mood, but the fact that we were going to meet Seth Rollins, it was like, we don't even care. It's fine. Wrecked our whole car. Don't even care. We're still going to St. Louis. It's going to be fine. And then to get there and he's in a shit mood. It's like, buddy, you don't even know what I just been through to get here. You're going to put a fucking smile on your face and you're going to like me. Like, it sucked that he was just so, but it had something to do with his travel. Someone had said he had like a rough day with traveling or his flight got changed or something. So he was like, but I'm paying you. Like, you should fake it till you make it,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And a lot of those people in the industry, they do put on a face when they're at a show just like that, just because you are their bread and butter.
Right.
You know, if it wasn't for the fans coming to see them, they wouldn't be who they are. And I went to the Arnold Classic several years back, probably 2017, 16, something like that, and met Rich Piana, I was a huge Rich Piana fan. Nobody really was straighter on YouTube videos and kind of telling you how it is than he was, and was completely transparent even with steroid use. You know, this is what I take and blah, blah, blah. I don't recommend it, but this is what I'm doing. But when I met him and told him, yeah, I'm John Mollet, owner of Lockup, Zone Nutrition, there was 500 people in line, and he pulled me to the side, out of the line, to the back where the couch is, because he had this huge-ass booth, and he just sat there, how's business? What can I do to help you move my product better?
That's awesome.
You know, blah, blah, blah. So we sat there and talked probably 45 minutes, and I had 500 people pissed off at me because now I just stole Rich away, and they're waiting in line and been waiting in line for 3 or 4 hours. And then when we got done, I got a couple of pictures with him and stuff, and I left. The next day I walked by, knew my name right up. Hey, John, Lockup
that's
Jim.
awesome.
Hey. And that stuck with me. Come back from the Arnold, and about 2 or 3 days later, the phone rings, and I was actually working in the shop, and I answered it. I'm like, yeah, Zone Nutrition. Hey, brother, what's going on? And I'm like, who is this? It's Lakeland, Florida, or Tampa, Florida, or Clearwater. And I'm like, yeah, who's this? This is Rich. I'm like, no shit.
Like, why are you calling me?
So we shot the shit again for another half an hour. So
That's awesome.
It was cool like that. I had met his girlfriend, Chanel, one time at the Arnold Classic with Rich before he had passed. And even after he passed, I got invited out to Las Vegas to a big lifting competition with Mike O'Hearn and Kai Green and a bunch of these bodybuilders. And really, I mean, C.T. Fletcher was there, and it was kind of a closed event. Somehow I got put on the list. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to it. So I went out there to it. As soon as I walked in, there's Chanel. And she's like, John, you know, how are you? Blah,
That's
blah, blah.
crazy.
We went outside, talked for about an hour, you know, about Rich's passing and this and that. Well, she was there cutting his hair when he brain hemorrhaged or whatever when he died. But for her to remember me just after meeting me just a couple times maybe, she's like, yeah, Rich talked a lot about you. He always wanted to come see your gym, this and that. We got done talking, and I walked back into the City Athletic Club in Las Vegas, which is a amazing gym in Las Vegas. And I hear this girl over on the side go, hey, Dad, John's here. And it was Natalia Fletcher yelling at CT. Now, CT's heart was only going about 20% at that time. It was before the transplant. So he's sitting back there on the couch. So I walked by there, talked to him for a little bit. And, I just had a great time. And I come walking out of there, I'm thinking, it was so surreal because here I am. Yeah, I got a gym, but so does millions of other people.
Right.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. It's cornfields all around. I do think I have a cool logo for a gym, but how they're remembering me and, you know, and CT told me one time, he goes, you would be no different than anybody else we met, except you're more realistic.
Right.
You're you ain't trying to put on a show and blah, blah, blah. And I sat there with CT, I'm like, hey, I'm going to do my own supplement line. What do you think of this? He's like, do it. You got to go for it. Do it. I'm telling you, do it. So within 3 months, I got that supplement line developed and a manufacturer and in product. And he had signed, the very first time I met CT, he signed the top of one of his pre-workouts to me. So fast forward, I was going out to Iron Addicts. I got invited out by CT to go out to Compton, Long Beach, to Iron Addicts gym for their big lifting competition every year. And when I got there, I took my pre-workout. I signed the top, gave it to CT. And then he'd made a video of it. And he goes, you know, I really hate somebody just fucking talk shit and don't fucking follow through.
Yeah.
You follow through.
Yep,
Good for you. And, you know, how much he was proud of me and stuff like that. And from watching these guys, just like wrestlers that you meet on TV, to becoming friends with these people, it's just like, who am I?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but this gym is also, like, once you've been to this gym, you don't ever forget this gym.
Well, you
like,
see,
most gyms are 4 walls and machines and people. Like, this gym is insane.
You can get lost in this gym.
This should be in a bigger city like Texas.
That's Texas is a state.
I know what I mean. I'm just saying that's where we should go.
We're just boarding everything up. We're going to pack up all the equipment, move it to Texas.
I still tell all the gym members we're moving to Texas, just so you know.
There's going to be a gym open for sale in Texas soon. I just seen Goob. Now,
no.
If anybody don't know, know who Goob is, Goob on Instagram, he calls out these bodybuilders, weightlifters, whatever, for altering their photos, but he has no problem also calling out pedophiles. A gym owner in Texas was talking to a supposed 14-year-old girl.
I do not sit here and watch these at work now on the clock, just so you know.
No, not at all. Not at all. Neither do I. I have no reason to know anything about this, that he posted it today about 10 o'clock. But we'll have to definitely get you to like an Arnold Classic, see that kind of aspect of it.
Well, I've been to one Arnold Classic.
But you've not ventured to the Arnold Classic.
But I went to the wrestling shows.
Yeah.
I went in 2015 and watched NXT and did a bunch of meet and greets there.
Well,
then I left.
Last year, I worked the Huck Finn barbell booth, which was completely insane. It's like taking Huck Finn barbell and turning him all the way up to 11.
I don't think I can do that.
When you have that many people around.
And are there that many, percentage-wise, how many act like Huck Finn?
Every one of them that walks up to him act like Huck Finn.
I can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to need to be medicated.
You need a GoPro so you can remember
I just remember
everything.
walking through in 2015 and, I didn't go to gyms in 2015 and I'm just walking by what is happening? And everyone just, do you want some samples? Have some samples. I had
pushing the caffeine.
Pockets. I'm like, okay, here, do you want a sample? Here, do you want a backpack? Here's a backpack. Do you want a drawstring backpack? I'm like, yeah, for all of my samples. And I'm like, what is happening? Where's the wrestling corner? Help me. I did watch a little bit of a show, some kind of a show.
Like a bodybuilding?
Yes, I don't know. I don't know what
They got that usually on the main stage, but if you go all the way far left stage, I don't know what direction that would have been, but as you walk in, you go all the way far to the left, they have a medieval times with people in suits of armor with battle axes beating the shit out of each other with these axes. It is amazing.
So they do that now, but not wrestling.
I don't know. I seem to think that there were some Impact wrestlers or somebody there.
That could have been there. I don't know.
Last year.
I don't know. I wasn't invited. That wasn't a part of the team building trip. So team building.
We could definitely use more people in that booth because Huck Finn's booth got pretty crazy, pretty busy. We had 4 of us working that. Huck was pretty much just drinking, cheering on people, and he went up to Thor, which was at one time the world's strongest man in all the strongman competitions. Pretty much said fuck Iceland and USA, and
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and walked away from him and left Thor kind of bamboozled. Because we do have a friend of ours from originally from Galva, Illinois, that lives down at Daytona Beach now, which is Dan Bell, and he is the world record holder in squat, bench, deadlift for a heavyweight. Dan is a great guy. We were partying with him that night. I mean, we've always hung out with Dan Bell going to the Arnold or even just up around Chicago area when he's in town. But Thor made it a point to kind of bash that he's going to have that title and he's going to dethrone Dan Bell. Well, so Huck had to make it. Huck's like the little
Huck.
chihuahua running up there going, you know what, fuck you, you ain't going to beat shit. And, Iceland can fuck off. So there's always some kind of memory going out with these guys. So
next year we're being closed. Team building exercise.
We'll have to be closed for the Arnold.
I love Ohio. I feel like I'm the only person that feels that way.
Yeah.
I love Ohio.
What?
Dayton, Ohio has some of the best pro wrestling. I love going to Dayton, Ohio.
This is in Columbus.
Well, I know, but I just love Ohio as a whole because of it.
So we walk out Saturday night after the expo, and there's Furbies everywhere. They had a parade. They always have a parade during the Arnold Classic. I don't know if they want the attention, but they're fully adult people dressed in costumes as wolves and cats. And somehow a few years back, Huck got right in the middle of the parade.
How did this get weird?
Well, I don't know. We were talking about the Arnold. There's a lot of weird shit goes on there.
That's what I'm saying. I thought the Arnold was just
Oh, no. It is a freak show sometimes.
I'm missing all the good stuff.
We had the some Triple X, I don't know if she's a porn star or what she is, the girl that I had posted pictures of with the huge implants.
Oh, yeah.
Show up just to Huck's booth. We have
Everyone's
no
just
clue.
like, hello.
She's not, we don't know who she is.
Welcome.
She don't know who we are, but she comes walking
Welcome
in there.
lefty, welcome righty.
There's not room for 3 of us back here.
You're bringing in 2 people.
She came in and she just kind of made herself a home there at the booth, taking pictures with everybody. I think because we had the bigger crowd than anybody in that area.
Squeezed her way on in there.
She squeezed her way in. Yeah, I think I ended up getting out of the back behind the booth so they get more pictures. And yeah. Well, yeah, we are located on Tableville Square, so that is a hot rod.
What was that?
Flying past the square.
We're upstairs.
Yeah. Well, you can hear everything through these windows, though.
Oh, by the way, also, I have told multiple gym members that I'm going to be doing a gym member of the week, and they're going to come do the podcast.
You think that's a good idea?
No, I think it's a horrible idea. But I've told like 10 of them today about this podcast. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to randomly come through once a week and just pick one of y'all, and you can be on the podcast with us. So we're moving to Texas. I'm the employee of the month, so I can make these calls.
I think I've got it for this month.
I've told some of your favorite gym members too, so.
Oh boy, so we're going to have like 14-year-old boys up here.
Shirtless.
Shirtless. Talking about their
Leave
workout.
those boys alone. It's fine. They're like, what time does John get here again? I'm like, listen, you're good on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays until 4.
Well, let's not make
Do
this
not
creepy.
come in.
You're not sitting down there
No,
staring at them or
no.
nothing. But these kids come into the gym and they think they have to take their shirt off to work out. And
It's for the mirror selfies. That's why they're doing it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're literally between 14 and 19.
But they're not tagging the lockup in these selfies at all. So that's where
That's because I told them not to, because they're all shirtless and I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh well, yeah, that's probably true.
My logic is they're always like, I'm always like, well, nobody's gonna complain when a girl comes in a sports bra and shorty shorts. They're like, hell no, we're not. I'm like, because they'll complain about each other being shirtless. Like, this guy's down here with that shirt. Well, so I can come down there in a sports bra and shorts. You gonna tell me no? Okay then. What's the difference? I love them all.
We do have a good crowd of members, though. Hell, pre-COVID, we had like 750 members. Thankfully, we don't have that many now to deal with. I mean, that would just be more people for you to agitate on a daily basis. And
They love me.
And bug in the middle of their workouts.
They adore me. I do go down there. Hey, a lot of pictures being taken. Nobody's lifting any weights down here. This is a gym.
Well, and sometimes that's what it takes to get them back off the bench.
I scared off the weaklings whenever I started.
Well,
when I started here, we lost a couple few. And I'm like, those are the weak ones. They wouldn't have made it.
yeah, they would have
That
never
was fine.
survived.
They would have never made it.
No. And I look around, too, because right now I'm in a different role as my profession, my career has taken me to a different path. And there's not really too many alpha guys out there anymore. Mm-hmm. You could tell that really, for gym members anyway, is like 3% of the world's population actually go to a gym. Out of that, ones that can bench over 300 pounds is like a fraction of a percent. We've got a lot of good guys down here working out, but where I work at, you don't see too many people that looks like they worked out at all. Or
that would be me.
or have really left their parents' basement.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Wait a second, I'm a wrestling fan. That's me too.
No, you live on your own. You don't live with, you don't yell, "Hey, Mom, bring me the meatloaf."
I would have never moved out if she didn't make me.
Well,
when I first moved out, she literally found the listing for the house, went and looked at the house, went and got the application, filled it out for me, and then took me to look at the house, and then was like, she'll take it.
And then just had you pay for it.
Yeah, and then I was like, wait a second, what is happening? The next thing I know, I was not at my mom's house anymore. I was like, I don't know what to do.
You are out.
I think I was like 24 too. That's really embarrassing.
Listen, we love you, but we're tired of your shit.
We had a big 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, and like our basement was finished, and my room was in the basement, so I just like would come and go as I pleased. I never would have moved out if she didn't make me, or if my dad didn't divorce. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah. We will get into that. No, it just looks like these guys just don't. They have no self-awareness of anything going on around them. They just kind of walk as a zombie, and they just look like a bag of shit walking around. They have no physique to them
And they've
at
got to
all.
feel like it too, though. I mean,
It's
because
like,
I'm just now getting back into the swing. I came to the gym regularly before I started working here. Because I had a nighttime job, I would work 4 to midnight. So, like, I'm not a morning person, so I could get up at 10 o'clock and come here and spend an hour and a half here, and then get my afternoon done, take a nap, and then go to work and work until midnight. And it was fine. And I was in such a good routine, and I was here all the time. But then, like, working here, I'm here all day.
and then you don't want to sit and work out
Right.
another hour.
And then, no offense, I love our gym members, but when I'm not on the clock, I don't care if it's broken. I don't care if there's not toilet paper. I don't care if, I was like, dude, I'm trying to get something done. And I don't want to be social if I'm not on the clock. I'm gonna get
Sorry,
fired.
I only harass you between 9 and 6, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I am off the clock right now.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. No.
6 o'clock. No.
That's a lie too, though. I was harassing one of them upstairs yesterday. I was like, "What are you doing? Where do you think you're going? What are you working on today?" He's like, "Bye, Whitney. Have a great day, Whitney." I was like, "Where are you going now?" "I'm gonna go work out." I was like, "Okay."
But they got to love it, too, because it's an interaction with them, so I'm sure that they appreciate the harassment sometimes. Sometimes maybe not, but
But I feel like the hardest part is like when you're new to a gym or you start coming to a gym. I mean, no, you don't want to sit around and talk to anybody, but you want to be comfortable like with where you're going. So if someone's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" Like,
well, and especially these younger guys, younger girls that come in
Yeah.
here, because a gym to some people is a scary place. So they're afraid they're going to do something wrong in front of somebody. But we have a lot of gym members, and I've told a lot of members when I signed them up for the first time of ever being in a gym, if you got a question, ask somebody big.
yeah,
Because the biggest guys in the gym or the most fit females are going to be there to help you. Everybody had a first day in the gym at one point. They're going to be more than glad to say, no, do it like this. That way you don't get hurt with it, and,
Yeah.
and you're actually accomplishing something.
and you can literally ask anyone for anything here, and if they don't know, they will find someone that does.
Yeah.
And I tell everyone that I'm like, if you don't know and you're not comfortable asking someone, come get me. And if I don't know, I'll ask somebody down here for you. Like,
And being friendly like that, even with the new members, seeing them in the gym, they do feel more comfortable here because it's like they do know somebody.
when there's enough space too, where if you don't want to be around anybody,
You don't have to.
yeah, there's always somebody here. But yeah, you're never going to be like overcrowded. So.
Yeah.
Except from 3 to 5 when the boys get out of school. Then they're everywhere.
It's still not that crowded because you can always go upstairs.
Right.
You can go to the cardio room. You got the red room for deadlifts. You got your main part of the gym. You got a leg room. And literally everything is sectioned off into different rooms.
And I love that most people, when they've never been to a gym, they like to start up in the matrix room. And like, I love how after a few weeks you kind of start to see them trickle down
they're a
into
little
the main.
peeking
You're
around
like,
the corner.
okay, like little Susie's made her way down here. She's getting a little more familiar and comfortable, so that's cool too.
Then after about 3 months, you can hear her grunting with
Yeah.
45-pound
Yeah.
plates, throwing them on the rack.
Then she's
Roar.
complaining, "Someone did take these plates off here." I'm like, "Whoa, let me take those off for you." No.
Yep, so it's a completely different experience at the lockup gym because I first started coming here, and I've went to other gyms in the past, and a gym it's just a gym, no big deal. You come in here, and it's got a different feel to it. I mean, that's what I felt. It's almost like it's got its own character,
For sure.
and
The space is what's like amazing to me. This is a huge gym.
it is huge, and then there's
It doesn't look like it from the outside, and that everyone's like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting 3 floors and a jiu-jitsu room, and like I did not know this. There are saunas."
saunas,
Like-
boxing rooms, and yeah. So, and this gym just kind of goes on and on. I mean, there's so much undeveloped space still. The floor above this
Yes,
floor.
that's what I tell people when we get up to the matrix floor when I do like tours. Before you closed off the top, like you could see there was another level, and they're like, "Oh, are there bathrooms in these doors?" I'm like, "No, those are stairs to the 4th floor. If you really wanted to do something, we could go up another level."
And I think I will eventually, but I had to dump a ton of money. I mean, I probably have $100,000 just in that renovation of that room because there was no floor, there was no ceiling, no electrical.
We're renovating me next. Zone's next.
Zone will be next, yes. Yeah, it needs new flooring, new shelves,
That carpet's
new
gotta
everything.
go. If you come for anything, even just come see the Zone's carpet.
Come to Zone Nutrition, buy some pre-workout so we can
Leave a
we can
complaint in my
afford-
box
Leave a
about
complaint
the
in the
carpet.
box. Buy some pre-workout, buy some Huck Finn pre-workout, whatever. That way we can renovate Zone.
I did sell 2 Huck Finn pre-workouts yesterday.
That's a good seller. And he was telling people, because he's out of fruit punch.
That new flavor,
Summertime blues.
I wish I wouldn't have tested it because I can't do pre-workout. That's way too much for me, but someone came in and was like, "You gotta try this. I haven't drank out of it yet. Go ahead." So good.
You could do a half a scoop.
Caffeine.
It'd be 150 milligrams then.
I know. So it's like they're like, "What do you recommend?" I'm like, "John always says if you want to feel like you're on pre-workout crack, Huck Finn." They're like, "That's the one I want." I'm like, "Sells every time."
Can't believe it's not meth. Yeah, that's another thing. We got a lot of meth going on around Taylorville and Christian County area, but that's about it.
Not
We
here.
got cornfields, meth, and lockup gym. What a combo.
They do not come to the locker
Well, no,
gym.
we don't have the meth that's coming here.
They can't afford it.
They got their own workouts going on,
They
staying up
can't
4
afford
days.
$30 a month.
Yeah, yeah, we know that. So how many people you got watching you on Instagram?
Oh my God, we've had so many. Right now, there's only 12. We started off with 24.
No questions.
They come and go. I don't know. I haven't been watching. I mean, I have, but I haven't been reading them.
I had posted something the other day on
Ma, the
Instagram.
meatloaf. I love the internet. I can't. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask. We'll chitty chat. I'll include you.
So Baby Gorilla did ask if they'd ever have a competition, a small.
You need to have him on sometime.
Yeah, we
Him
can.
and Huck Finn. Oh my gosh.
Oh, at the same time.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
He would sit there dormant while Huck stole the show.
But I don't. We could just have. I'll just have my phone recording him. Just. Hello, Huck. Like that was so cute. I loved seeing. He asked so many times, like, when's Huck coming in? I want to meet Huck. Like, is Huck coming in? So that was really cool.
Well, and it was hard to get pinned down a date because Huck, he burns all his vacation in July and August, taking the kids
After
out.
meeting him, I can understand. He's like, go
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah,
Just
he's
nonstop.
nonstop until 11, 12 o'clock at night.
It's
Then,
insane.
but you know, he's a prison guard, so once he gets off prison, he goes home, changes, relaxes for about 30 minutes, then cranks her back up, takes some pre-workout out to the gym, and he's got an amazing gym at his house. It's a huge barn. It's even got a little theater set up in the middle of it.
His videos stress me out. If y'all don't follow him on Instagram, go follow him. His videos are insane.
Yeah, Huck Finn Barbell. Also follow Lockup Gym on Instagram and what's your Instagram? McCallister 8?
McCallister, yeah. And anyone that's on my live, I'm doing them live probably on my Instagram for the first couple shows, and then we're gonna move them over to Lockup Gym. So you're gonna have to follow there if you want to like watch them in real time live with us. For now, until we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, the Lockup Gym on YouTube. The Lockup Gym on YouTube. I started a channel, so this one will be uploaded to that channel. But I think we're going to try to figure out how to do it live on YouTube TV. And we might even hook up something else to do an Instagram live too. We might stream on everything.
I do not. I'm at the point in my life where I feel like technology is surpassing me.
You can find us on Grindr. You can find us on Feet Finder.
Hey,
OnlyJews.com.
I might really be on Feet Finder, so you better calm down. Just kidding. Maybe.
So I see you bought a little treadmill from behind your workstation.
Okay, listen. I have a friend. Her name is Katie. And she is the reason I'm into this working out again, except now it has turned into an unhealthy competition on my part. Very unhealthy. Because she has a job where she's on her feet all day long. And she'll come in on her lunch break at 11 and she's like, I've taken 5,000 steps. I'm like, well, I've sat on my ass for those 5,000 steps you've taken. And now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed and I've got to take more steps. And I can't check my phone because it's on right now. But I had almost 12,000 steps today and she had almost 13,000. So
you bought a small treadmill to
Yes.
go behind your workstation in the zone.
I moved it just in case. I don't know
Well,
if
it was fine. I had to check the cameras earlier when you said it came in, and I seen you
I'm in my zone down there.
Beelining.
I'm like, yeah, you're not going to outwalk me.
thinking, is there a sale somewhere? Because you were 90 miles an hour on that thing.
Yeah.
Dust rolling
I've got
off
to.
the
I
back
had
of
to
it.
catch up 11 o'clock in the morning, and so now she added me on the fitness app thingy on iPhones, so I can see her activity. So if she tells me she walked 5,000 steps, I'm like, oh no, you did it. And then I go look, and she's walked 6,000. I'm like, damn it. So now I've got to get on my goddamn treadmill because I will not be outdone. This is very unhealthy. So like right now, I'm looking at it right now. She's 157% done. With her stuff
Why do I
today?
have a feeling that this is going to turn into like a Tanya
It's-
Harding thing where you're going to jump her at work with a baseball bat and take her knee out?
Who's taking 10,000 steps now, bitch?
You see Katie laying on the floor with a busted
I
up
was
knee.
telling my mom about it. She's like, you guys are not going to be friends very much longer. I was telling her about it today. Yeah, I'm only at, she's at 157%. I'm at 139%, but I haven't got my workout in yet. I've got an hour workout whenever I leave here. So, I'm coming for you, Katie. This isn't over. It's just starting. That treadmill's going to get used for a hot minute. We'll see when
It wasn't a bad one. I mean, I looked at it. It looked like a good quality, and except you don't have the big rails or nothing to hold on to. So.
No, it's like an under the desk. So when we revamp in Zone Nutrition,
we got to incorporate that under the
yeah,
desk.
I need one of the desks that like moves. So if I want to sit at a chair at a desk, I can. But if I want to stand, I can. It doesn't even have to move, honestly. It can still be as tall as it is, but like I just need open space under it because I can't be, facing the screen because there's not enough space. I have to, that's why I have to be like turned sideways, looking like a weirdo. People are like, "What are you?" People are walking in like, "What are you doing?" Because I'm just like up higher since I'm standing on a treadmill, so I'm taller. I had a lady come into tan today. She was like, "Are you moving?" I was like, I couldn't figure out how to stop it. I didn't know where the remote was. I was like, "Yeah, sorry." She's like, "I just want a tan." I'm like, "Go ahead." What are we talking about? Feet finder, really? Yeah, we be finding the feet. Listen, y'all are into some weird stuff on the internet, okay? But I'm for it. I'm fine with that. We can all be weirdos.
You got any questions on there yet, or are they
no,
just
they're
making comments?
They're just making comments. It's so funny.
It's a chatty group.
I know. I wonder if Katie's on there. Katie, I love you, but I'm gonna kick your ass. Me and my treadmill. She looked so annoyed at me too. I told her I had a whole treadmill. She's like, "Really?" Yeah, you're doing 12 times as many steps as me today. Yeah.
Now, at the sporting goods section where she works, isn't there a treadmill back there? I bet she's getting on that thing.
You think that's what she's doing?
Yeah.
Maybe she's like just attaching the watch to like a dog or something and letting it just run.
Probably to a cart boy.
What if it's to a cart?
Oh.
That's wheels. That's super cheating.
She's probably driving that little buggy. You can't find those buggies. Katie's running all the batteries down, running around.
Katie, I swear to God, if I find out
She's
that's what
doing
you're
hot
doing,
laps around the parking lot.
I'm gonna be so mad. Yeah, she's quadruple. She's gone around her little thing 1,000 times. So you can hit a compete button in here too, but I'm scared to do that because if we really get to competing, I don't think our friendship can withstand that. We're both psychotic. So she's beating me now, but we'll see. Damn it.
Well, I guess on another note, we talked about a little bit. You're a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah, so
the opening game.
No, timeout.
What?
So he gets off work and comes in here and puts on a shirt. Like, oh, I'm gonna wear my lockup shirt. Like, I've never had a dress code here a day in my life. And then you're like, oh, you put on a lockup shirt.
You didn't. You're wearing a Cowboys
shirt.
Well,
yeah, obviously. I mean, lockup's up there, but like not. I mean, it's out like Dallas.
It surpasses the Cowboys. It's on a completely different level.
You know what I did the day I came in here on Monday? I was wearing my Cowboys shirt and I'm running around down there. 40-0. You bitches don't say anything to me unless it's 40-0, bitches. And then you know what they said? One of them goes, oh, that game wasn't even fun to watch. I said, I had a fucking blast. I don't know what you're talking about. I had the best time watching that game.
The Bears game was not fun to watch.
The Bears game was scary.
The Bears are horrible. And we thought, now that Aaron Rodgers moved away, which thank God he's out for the.
I feel so bad for him.
Oh, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Not that bad because we play them Sunday. Yeah. We play the Jets on Sunday. But still, he's like 900 years old.
Yeah.
If you ever hear this, I'm so sorry. He's old.
Yeah, if you ever hear this, fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. You give a shit. You and Brett Favre go fuck off.
Although I did watch him last year. I went to a Cowboys game in Green Bay. So I did see him beat the Cowboys last year. So it would have been nice to get our sweet revenge on the Jets next week. But I guess we already did. He's out.
But I think the guy that took him out was a former Bear, too.
I think I saw that today. Yeah. It was like, ooh, we got our revenge somehow or something.
And then I think it was 3-4 years ago, he got sacked by a Bear and broke his collarbone. He was out for the season. So we've had two major hits on Aaron Rodgers to take him out.
The Bears are worse than the Cowboys. Come on.
Well, yeah, the Bears suck.
Yeah.
They have for years now. The coaching staff isn't good. The owners isn't good. And
I'm not a fan of our owner much either, but.
Well, once they move the Bears out of Chicago, I'm sure that's what's bringing them down.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, we can roll with that.
They're going to have that empty Soldier Field. They might just end up moving another team into Chicago, too. Have two teams. L.A. had two teams for years.
Doesn't New York have like 3 teams?
Well, they got the Jets and the Giants.
They have 2.
Yeah, which is almost 3.
I thought they had 3.
No.
Oh.
Unless I'm forgetting a team somewhere. No, the Jets
The
and the
New York
Giants.
Jets, the New York Giants. The Bills.
Buffalo.
Oh shit, that's Buffalo. That's like when I say New England. We watched a little bit of the Patriots game because Ezekiel Elliott is on the Patriots now. So I was like, I just gotta see how Zeke's doing. And they're like, where are the Patriots from? I said, New England. That's fine. Wait, Buffalo's in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the state.
Yeah. New York's got 3 teams.
You had the Oakland Raiders that was in California. Now they've moved to Las Vegas.
Wait, so I'm not that stupid. New York's got 3 teams. Buffalo, New York.
The state. I'm talking about the city.
Oh.
The city of New York.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Well, it's not the Illinois Bears. It's the Chicago Bears. It goes by the town.
Well, yeah. But still, we don't have another team in Illinois.
No.
So it could be the Illinois Bears.
Well, it used to be the Decatur Bears. The Staley Bears.
I still can't believe that. When you told me that, I about fell out.
Yeah.
That's just like, remember when Kane was Isaac Yankem and he was from Decatur, Illinois? Do you remember that?
No.
In wrestling?
No.
Kane, you know Kane?
Yeah.
His character before Kane, he was the dentist, Isaac Yankem. You gotta Google what he looked like. It was creepy. You don't remember this? And he was billed from Decatur, Illinois. No. He had like the curly red hair. It was like it almost looked like a perm. Like it was flat top, curly red hair, and like nasty teeth.
I had seen today that somebody from WWE that's been out 13 or 15 years is coming back. Meat. His name was Meat.
You're making that up.
No, I didn't recognize the guy at all.
I am not entertaining a conversation about a man that calls himself Meat. I'm just saying.
I don't remember what his real name is, but they said
Meat.
his name was Meat on WWE.
I don't remember a man named Meat.
Well, I don't remember him either, but apparently he's been out for...
Am I crazy, guys? He was billed from Decatur, Illinois, right? Did I make that up? Someone said gangs in New York.
Yeah. There's a Sean Siasic. I don't know. That guy there.
He looks familiar. Sean Stasiak?
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
What's he from?
WWE.
Oh my god, I do remember him. Well, with PMS, the girls. They used to go by PMS. What did that stand for? It didn't stand for that. It stood for Pretty
Meat and
something.
Yeah, Pamela, Meat, and Sally.
I don't remember. Okay, I remember him. I remember him like that with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
On the top. Do you guys remember this guy? What does PMS stand for, guys? WWE version. Because WWF version. I don't remember. It was Terry Reynolds. Who else was in it with her? I can't tell in the picture back there. I thought it meant pretty mean shit. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to get on Peacock and go back and rewatch all the old wrestling. Refresh my memory. Did I tell you I met Stone Cold too? He was super cool. Stone Cold is his character.
He seems to be the same person.
Was so cool. Like, I felt so comfortable meeting him. It was just like, I could have had a beer with him. It was fabulous. He had a beer sitting there, like.
Well, and the funny thing out in California is where Stone Cold lives part-time and then in Texas. And he got a hold of Huck Finn, called him, and Huck answers the phone, L.A., whatever. He's like, yeah, hello? And he's like, hey, this is Steve Austin. I want to talk to you. And he's like, oh, bullshit, and hung up. And then the phone rang again. He's like, I ain't fucking answering that. Somebody's fucking with me. Well, then he ended up answering like the next day, and Stone Cold's like, you really hang up on me? He's like, I didn't really think it was you. And he's like, well, yeah, I want to bring you out here for my podcast. I want to interview you. I've seen your videos. You're funny as shit.
Stop it.
So, yeah, he went out and got interviewed. That's on YouTube.
Huck Finn, I take everything back. You're the coolest guy I've ever met in my whole life. You need to bring Stone Cold here.
Don't
now,
say
the coolest guy I've ever met. Bring Stone Cold here.
So he had him. They ended up going drinking afterwards, which Huck was actually late for the podcast. Yeah, imagine that.
Surprise.
Then they went out drinking after that, and Huck did a big YouTube video and stuff on it. But we went out to California several years ago, and we were trying to get a hold of Stone Cold to go hang out with him. me and Huck went down to Tampa and ended up meeting up with Hulk Hogan's son, Nick. He was doing a show at some hotel, a big beach party, and Brooke and Nick was there. So me and Huck was on stage for that whole thing, which was cool as shit.
Is Brooke super tall in person?
Very tall.
She's like 6 foot something.
She is her father.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
She reminds me, not like looks wise, but just in the sense of how much she looks like her dad, like Charlotte Flair.
Yes.
I think Charlotte Flair looks so much like Rick. Like sometimes I think she's super hot, and then I'm like, dude, this is weird, and I feel that way about Brooke.
Well, and then Brooke is she's 6 or 7 inches taller than her brother.
Yeah, he's Linda's size, the mom, right? He's short.
5'9".
Yeah.
And he's there with his porn star girlfriend, which
God.
she was very nice. I
Yeah.
mean, she was a nice girl. Brooke was very nice. Nick was just, that's my guy.
Yeah.
The Huck. And I guess every morning when Terry Hulk wakes up, he goes straight to Instagram, gets his coffee, goes out there and looks at Huck's
That's hilarious.
shit and follows him. So,
no offense, Hulk Hogan, I don't care. Bring Stone Cold. Huck, bring us Stone Cold.
well, we ended up going out to WrestleMania when we were down in Tampa that time, and that was very cool too. But
Did you go? You didn't go both days.
Yeah, we went both days.
You did? Do you like both days? 2 days?
Yes and no. Yes, because you got to see a lot more action in it. No, because it was just cold and rainy, and it was more because of the weather, like that. But
I went in New Orleans. It was, I think, WrestleMania 34, and it was just like 12 hours of wrestling, and it was like
it is a lot.
It was overwhelming. I drank myself sober and then drank some more, and then I'm like, I would never want to go to WrestleMania 2 nights. That would be so horrible. But then I went to SummerSlam in Detroit the beginning of August, and I felt like that took so long, and it wasn't even nearly as long as WrestleMania was. I was exhausted by then. I didn't even go out afterwards.
We seat jumped a lot because this was right when COVID was really kind of in the mix of it, where they had every fourth seat you could sit in.
They were making you wear masks, weren't they?
We didn't wear a mask.
They were trying to enforce it.
Yeah, but nobody did. And it was to the point where I was sitting there watching the matches and stuff still, and it was it wasn't a great match going on at the time. I'm like, where the hell did Huck went to go get drinks, but he ain't coming back yet. So I get up and I walk over there out of the Coliseum part to what is that?
My phone started ringing.
Out to where they sell beer, and Huck is doing shots of these guys doing the worm on the floor. And I'm like,
you can't take him anywhere.
Yeah, I'll just take 2 and I'm going back.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my seat. Yeah, now that I don't know, is it because I'm getting older? I don't know, but I was at SummerSlam holy crap. Maybe it was the time change, because by the time everything was done, it was midnight, and usually we'll go to the hotel bars and hang out with wrestlers and whatnot, but the hotel bars close at midnight.
Oh.
So there was nothing going on. Maybe that's just why I didn't like it.
I don't know. It was a pretty good time. We came back from that trip and flew back from Tampa, of course, back to Chicago, so I could drop Huck off. My truck got hit at the parking lot at the airport. Somebody left a note, and it had rained 4 or 5 times on the note, so all the ink was pretty much...
I have no idea what happened.
But I figured it out.
You
I
did?
Called the guy on it, yeah. And he paid for the damages.
Did you call a bunch of numbers until you got the right one, or you just managed to get it?
I managed to get it, because I could kind of see his last name, so then I'm Googling that.
Yeah.
And I'm Googling the area code, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
So I got a hold of the guy, but actually I got back from there, and I was on my way. I get home, and I'm like, I feel like shit. Well, that's when I had COVID. I caught COVID somewhere, and I was down for 3 weeks with COVID and double pneumonia. Ugh. And I had 103 fever for 2.5 weeks straight.
WrestleMania would have been worth it.
Well, yeah.
I got to go a nice to little vacation after WrestleMania. Whoops, got COVID. Got to stay home.
Well, yeah.
Shucks.
For 3 weeks, I had a WrestleMania kicked my ass.
That was a good one.
Well, you got a workout to do. I've got to go get some food. Let's wrap this thing up.
Okay.
So www.thelockupgym.com. We have supplements on there. We have specials going on there all the time. We have the Lockup Gym merchandise and shirts. I've got a new way of printing shirts A new printer actually coming in for the shirts, but our sweatshirts should be hitting, or they should be on there now, with the OG style on it. We're gonna have the camouflage lock-up gym shirts, American flag ones. We got a lot of women's clothing on there, a lot of leggings, different outfits. So
And you can always send me ideas too. Message me ideas for things to see if we can print them and
yeah, we can
what'll work
print
with lockup.
anything now. I mean, it's going to completely change the whole direction of what our shirts are. So we printed up some women's tank tops, and those look phenomenal.
Nice, yes.
So check us out on Instagram, Lockup Gym on Facebook, McCallister 8.
Instagram.
Mine on Instagram is the last John Wayne, because my dad was named John Wayne Mollet also, and after he passed, I'm the last one. So,
Way to get morbid to end it.
well, no, I'm just saying that's where that came from. It ain't like I'm carrying
He thinks
6
he's
shooters.
John Wayne.
Yeah. All right, well, I got employees to fire and some other.
I'll be back next week. Don't let him lie to
Good thing
you.
we had a new applicant today. She'll be on the show next week.
Little does she know I'm employee of the month. I make the calls.
So check us out, Lockup Gym. You got a sign off for us?
No.
No,
Follow me.
not literally. We'll get into that later.
No.
Okay, we're out from the Lockup Gym. See you next week.